INFJs crush egos accidentally all the time. It's nothing we do with intention. It's nothing that we aim for, and it still happens so often. It's in those moments that we INFJs start wondering if we did something wrong, if there's just something about us that doesn't make others feel good. We question if the way we are is just bad for others, and therefore we should just minimize who we are and keep ourselves as small as possible. But the truth is, it's not on you how other people react towards you. You're not doing it on purpose. You're not hiding who you are. And bringing out your own light and your excitement that might crush somebody's ego is never a reason to hold yourself back. So today we're talking about the 5 reasons why the INFJ accidentally crushes egos and what to do about that. Is this something we can change? Is this something we want to change? How are we going to learn our lessons from this? Before we get started, I want to remind you, if you haven't done this so far, to download the free poster on the INFJ Epic Life formula. It will help you and give you guidelines on how to tap into your INFJ Epic Life. And if you want to take it to the next level, then definitely check out the audio guide. Everything you need to know, you can find in the links in the description. Reason number 1, why the INFJ accidentally crushes another ego is because we expose their insecurities. It's not that the INFJ will go out of their way to make others feel bad or to expose them in front of other people. The INFJ will rarely ever take it this far. Most of us expose it to the other person, the person that is actually the one who has the insecurities. They feel like there's nobody who knows about their insecurities. And then the INFJ comes along, and we can read it right away. We can see it through their behavior. We can see it through the way they carry themselves, and it's super evident to us. What do INFJs mostly do in those situations? We hide that. We don't want the other person to feel bad. So we keep that knowledge within ourselves, pretending like we're not aware of it. Because that's the kind thing to do, isn't it? But then at some point, if you want to get closer to this person in any kind of way, as friends, as coworkers, as acquaintances, or even in a romantic setting, you will want that person to know more of your truth. And your truth is, I know what's going on within you. I know why you do all of those things in order to hide your insecurities. It's not that we even have to express it this openly. People sense that through our behavior. They sense when we change. They sense that up until now we kept ourselves small. We didn't really put light on us, but we dimmed our own light to shine light on others. And the moment we step into our power, they recognize that we've been playing a role all this time. And it's in that moment that INFJ accidentally crushes another person's ego. We never aimed for this. We never had any bad intentions. We actually wanted to make the other person feel good. But what does this lead to? Well, very often it leads to the INFJ getting abandoned because the other person just can't handle the fact that the INFJ was able to see through them, and they feel so ashamed that they believed you had no idea, and now they know that you actually know what they're most afraid of others knowing. So what should we INFJs do about this? Well, the main thing that I've learned, not only through my own experience, but having worked with so many INFJs throughout the years, is it's not on you to make others feel good about their insecurities. That being said, that does not mean that you have to play this role of, oh, I don't see what's going on within you. And then if I want to get closer to you, I actually have to open up and you'll see it. This is our old way of doing things. This is our default way. We do this on the one hand because we feel responsible for another person's feelings. But even more than that, we're afraid of being abandoned because that is what has continuously happened if we didn't dim our light. But that's exactly what we need to do. It's not that you have to go out of your way and tell another person, oh, I see that you struggle with these insecurities. Why hide that? Let's talk about this. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm saying if you are going out of your way to make yourself small in order to make another person comfortable, then it's time to rethink that. The sooner in your relationship You put the focus on you first. You make sure that you don't dim your light, that you be the best version of yourself, and that you say, it might make another person uncomfortable, but first and foremost, I have to be myself. We can't make ourselves small in order to comfort others. Remember that we're mainly doing this out of fear, the fear of another person's reaction. It's not worth it, and you're strong enough to handle the backlash. And the interesting part about this is that if you are upfront about who you are from the get-go, you really leave it up to other people to decide, do I want to be close to that person or not? And yes, a lot of people will choose to distance themselves because they can't stand in your light. And that's okay. Those people weren't meant to be so psychologically close to you. But it's on them to decide what they're going to do about the situation. On the other hand, people are going to see the essence of you that they may have never seen before because you hid it so well. The thing that makes you great as an INFJ is not the fact that you can do so much for others, that you understand others so well. These are our skills. What makes you unique and special and wonderful is who you are, how you experience life, and how you experience joy. So stop keeping yourself small, and you'll see how much less often you will get in those situations where you feel like, oh, I just crushed another person's ego again. Number 2, the INFJ crushes another person's ego by being unapologetically themselves. So this isn't like our first point, where it was all about the INFJ crushes an ego because they hid themselves and now they're going to be themselves and the other person sees that dilemma or that, change. Now we're talking about the INFJ being themselves in this eccentric way that we can be. Every single person on this earth has qualities about them that are weird, that are different, that are unique. And as INFJs, we will stand out if we're being ourselves. This is just a fact of life. Other types might not have that reaction on others because they've seen this type of person so often. But INFJs are only 1% of the population, let's say 2. And so if you are being all that you can be, you're going to be different by default. It's on us to just accept that. And if you're being that, it will trigger other people. There will be people who will have a reaction towards you. It will crush their ego so often. Not because you dare to be yourself, but because you dare to be your different, weird, unique, wonderful self. And others will see that all those parts they keep hidden because they feel like it's not acceptable to be this version. This is not what society expects of me. And then they see you just being unapologetically you without any hesitation, like it's your birthright, because it is. That's one of the ways INFJs really crush other people's egos, because so many people are afraid of standing out of the norm. We as INFJs don't have another choice. We have learned early on that we can either completely diminish who we are, or if we choose to be all that we can be, we will always stand out. We're going to be different. We're going to be unique. And because of that, we have learned to deal with that. Others might have not, because so much of who they are fits into society's norm. So they might just hold back a couple of areas of who they really are. And they feel like I can still get so much satisfaction out of it. As INFJs, very often it's all or nothing. So if we step out into the world without shame, without any hesitation, with this complete understanding of, well, that's who I am, take it or leave it, you'll see how a lot of people will have a strong reaction towards you because it goes against their ego. Because then they have to face the fact that it's on them that they're not being all that they can be. Up until this point, they felt like everybody had to obey those rules. You can't just do that. Nobody does that. That's like psychological suicide. And then they see you and they see that it's possible. It might awaken them. It might push them away from you. One way or another, it will really crush their egos because it will really get to the core of you are allowed to be who you are and your ego is just a role that you're playing. It's not everything that you are And it's not everything everybody has to play into. The third way the INFJ crushes egos without even trying is by helping others without them wanting your help. As INFJs, we very often feel responsible for others' feelings, for their way of going through life. It feels like because I know the answer, I know what you're struggling with, I can help you. And it feels like it's our obligation. Who else is going to help them? Who else is going to show them the light? Am I not a bad friend if I see how much you're struggling, how much you have the potential for happiness, and I'm not taking action? I'm not helping you? That's what we INFJs very often think. But the truth is, people can only accept your help if they really want it. Otherwise, they will just take it as a sign of weakness on your part. They will look at you and not understand that you've been altering yourself in order to reach them, that you've shown them a side of you that seems non-threatening in order to really get down into their world and help them rise up. This is called enabling. And every single time we do that, we always expect something back. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is not what INFJs want. We're not enablers. We really have the best intentions. But we always have to remember, if we are making ourselves small, if we are changing ourselves in order to help others, then we always want something in return. This is not because we're bad people or because we have some kind of, superiority complex. It's just that this is just an energetic thing. We're giving energy towards others and we want that energy back. That's a human thing. That energy could be respect, it could be thankfulness, it could be admiration, or just appreciation. But if the other person doesn't give you any of that, they pretty much think you're on eye level, you're not mentoring them, there's nothing you're giving to them that they're not giving to you, you will grow resentful. This is one of the reasons why the INFJ door slam happens. Because we feel like we're doing so much for the other person, and then we continue to give. And we continue to give and we're not getting anything back. This is the typical scenario of you giving 70% into a relationship and the other person is giving only 30%. They have no idea that you're picking up the slack. But this is what we've learned. We've learned that there's no way somebody's going to come 50%. They're just not capable of doing that. Well, then it's on us to dial back. So if they're giving 30%, we are only giving 30%. And with that, it becomes 50-50 again. It's in those moments when the other person recognizes that you're helping them because you feel they need it and they never asked for it. That's when they get resentful. That's when their ego gets crushed because they feel like, who are you to talk to me this way? Deep down, they know they need somebody's help, but they thought they were above it. They didn't think that you gave away your power in order to help them. It makes them feel weak. It makes them feel vulnerable. It makes them feel like you think you're something better than them. And this is something that crushes their ego deeply. It's something that makes them feel insecure and powerless. And we as INFJs have to understand the part we play in this. Of course we had good intentions. Of course we wanted to help the other person. We even felt like we had no other choice. But we have to understand, if we're giving help to somebody, then they should be aware of it. They should either ask for it or respect us as a mentor or know that this is the kind of relationship we have. Don't pretend like you're doing something for them and hope that one day they will let you know how much you did for them and how appreciative you are. People are not able to see that. If you want to help others, and I know so many of us do, find a healthy outlet for that, where it's obvious that you're the one helping. Become a mentor, become a coach, become an inspirational leader. Whatever it may be, make it clear that this is the dynamic you have with the other person. Make it evident, not only for you, but for the other person. Don't let them think you're on eye level, when deep down you think you're the only thing that keeps their life afloat. It's time you take your energy back. I know we want to help. So let's find that healthy outlet and not use this relationship as an excuse not to focus on ourselves first. The fourth way the INFJ crushes another person's ego accidentally is through the INFJ door slam. So the INFJ door slam is one of those situations where the INFJ has put in so much into a relationship and they haven't gotten anything back. It's not just about making the other person see how much you've done for them. It's about them realizing that you can leave that situation just like that. INFJs can do this. We don't want to do this, but we're capable of it. If we feel like we have given our all and there's no appreciation for it, the INFJ can switch it up like that. The INFJ will leave, they will not look back, and they will just see the world differently. They will see the other person differently. It is really a change of identity. We learn something about the real world we just didn't want to accept up until this point. Every single time an INFJ performs the door slam, meaning they say goodbye to a relationship just like that, they really take in information that they didn't want to accept so far. And with that, the INFJ sees themselves differently, they see the other person differently, and they just have a different approach to life. People are very often surprised, and it crushes their ego deeply when seeing that somebody else can just walk away from them just like that. They probably wouldn't be able to do this. And if the INFJ shows that to them, they recognize how much they were actually relying on that relationship, how much they were relying on that dynamic. And because you have removed yourself, there's this void for the first time that doesn't allow them to project all their insecurities to the outside. They have to deal with them. They have to face them. There's nobody around them that makes them feel like everything's okay when they're continuously doing things that are harmful to them. We picked up the slack up until this moment. Now we won't anymore. And it's in this situation that another person has to actually rebuild their ego. They just can't hold it up anymore because it's that drastic shift that makes them realize, I don't feel good about this. This is not an ego that I can uphold because it just isn't true. Who am I kidding? I cannot deal with this anymore. I cannot keep pretending that this is me. They might have been able to do that so far because the INFJ is such an excellent crutch. And they might have gone overboard. They might have done all those unhealthy behaviors even more because they knew that their friend, the INFJ, was picking up the slack. Of course, this happened on a subconscious level. It's not like people really think through that, but it still happened. So once they've leaned into their unhealthy behavior for so long because they knew somebody else would take care of it, the moment they're left to their own devices, they just crumble. And it's just something that happens over and over again. So we as INFJs really have to remember that if we are helping others to go through something as a crutch, we're not helping them to really get to where they want to be by themselves. We can be there for them, we can encourage them, but remember, the goal is that they are great on their own, that they don't need you. That it's great that you rely on each other, but that it's never healthy if you're the one who continuously saves them from their own negative behavior. They have to change their negative behavior because first off, you can't be around them all the time. It will lead to resentment. It will lead to a door slam situation. And on top of that, you're not really showing them that the behavior they continuously do is unhealthy for them. There to let them make those choices for them. If they're doing something that is unhealthy for them and you've tried to help them and they're not really changing their behavior, then step back, focus on you. And once and if they see the light, you're there to encourage them to go down the right path. And the fifth way the INFJ crushes egos without even trying is by the INFJ finally tapping into their INFJ epic life. The INFJ has such great ideas. We have such great vision, but we're holding ourselves back because once you do, you will create distance between you and others. It's inevitable, but it's exactly that situation that allows others to make a choice for themselves. They see you going after what you want. They see you going after what you're capable of. They see you tapping into your potential and making your dreams come true. And they're reminded that they're not doing that. And so they have a choice. They can either stay around you and allow this to crush their ego and to really transform themselves, to be able to go through that process and see what's going on, because you're such a mirror for everything they're not doing in their own lives. Or they can say, I cannot handle this, and they distance themselves. This happens on a subconscious level. And some people won't be able to distance themselves in time, but that shouldn't be a reason that holds you back from tapping into your potential. It will break some people's egos. It will make them aware of everything that they could do with their own life that they're not doing. And they're not going to see that by you telling them how great they are and everything that they could achieve. They see that by you choosing you, because it reminds them that they can also choose themselves. So yes, this might break other people's egos, but it's not you who caused that. It is your birthright to be everything that you can be. It's your birthright to tap into your INFJ epic life potential. And how other people react to that is on them. They can stay close to you. It might affect them. They might grow from that. Or they might say, I just cannot handle this. And they subconsciously pull away from you. But both cases are things that you can handle. Because once you get to a place where you know, I don't have another choice. If I don't want to continue the life I've led so far, if I want to change something, then I have to start focusing on me first. And every single time you do that, it will have an effect on other people. But it's not you who made that happen. It's their interpretation of who you are and what they're not doing for themselves. Remember, if you want some more guidelines how to tap into your potential, create the life you always wanted, then check out the free poster on the INFJ Epic Life formula. And if you say, now is the time, I'm going to make it happen, I will change my life once and for all, then get the INFJ Epic Life audio guide. Everything you need to know you can find in the links in the description. And if you want to watch another video now that is in alignment with today's topic, then check out the video you see on the screen right now. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.